Hey guys, another day, another trip to Home Depot. I had William change out my back window so it's not broken anymore. We came to Home Depot to get some foam board, insulation board, that's gonna go down by the foundation walls to insulate the concrete pad inside the office part so we can have better insulation in there. Jesse is sitting on top of the foam board so they don't fly out. This Home Depot is only like 1.5 miles, 2 miles from my house. So we don't want to strap it all down. So he's just like, you know what, I'll just jump in the back. The styrofoam board, I can't believe it. It's like $35 a sheet of 4x8s, right? And so I calculated it out and we're gonna need about $1,500 worth of styrofoam just to insulate half the building, not even half. I'm probably not gonna do it on the shop side. It's just too much money. And since there's no foundation wall to begin with, the cold can creep under either way. I just don't think it's worth it. That side's just gonna have to be heated with. I'm gonna build a wood oil burning heater, waste oil heater. Is my plan. I like to try and utilize these Saturdays. It's a nice day still. It's like 68 degrees or something, so it's not hot, but it's not cold, right? And so I just don't know how many nice Saturdays we have left in the season. It's almost the end of October. Usually by Halloween it's cold out here, so I really want to get the main concrete pad poured on both sides of the building. So that's kind of my goal today, is get those concrete pillars set and see how much time Jesus has to prep the rest of it. He brought a bunch of gravel, which is nice because we were waiting on that to spread on the foundation. I mean, not the foundation, but under the slab, so we can start getting that prepped out, get our grade set, and hopefully we can get a bunch of that stuff done today. We'll see how it goes. Hey Jesse! Thanks you're holding it down for the boys.
So this is the foam insulation. It's 2 inches from the top, and then it's 9.5 inches down after the 2.5 inches. And basically what we have to do is we have to take the dirt, pull it out so we can get deep enough with this, get it set where it's even across the top, and then fill the dirt back in. Fill the dirt back in. You can see we've already got pretty far, going all the way around. Do you want to explain the doorway?
Yeah, I think I talked about it in the last video. But basically, when we finish the floor, you see the top of this concrete isn't finished, right? Because it's inside of a form. And so like they don't screed it, they don't make it all perfect, they don't trowel it. It's just kind of like there. It's level, but it's there. And so if this is the bottom of the doorway, so there's a door here, if you leave the concrete floor exposed, you want it to look like nice, polished, good concrete. And so they leave this down, so when we pour the pad, this is the top of the pad, this is the wood of the wall, but this is gonna be open to the floor. So they leave it down a little bit so you can pour concrete over that, finish this part so it's nice and troweled, looking really good. And so literally just comes down for that. That's why they have the rebar up in here so it holds that pad together. And then we're gonna have the foam come up here, but I figure since it's still an active construction site, we're not pouring concrete anytime soon, we'll leave this board so nobody trips over it and breaks the edge of it off. So we'll measure that out as a last piece and slip it in there right before we pour the concrete, and it'll come up and kind of be integrated into the pad. The reason we let this down is the pad's gonna come up to here. We don't want the foam board sticking up above the pad because we might have exposed floors, and then you just see that literally sticking up. Some people do it, but they build their wall or put flooring over it, which is fine, but I want that down a little bit. I hope that we don't lose a lot of insulating property by having 2 inches exposed there, but I figure the concrete will come down to about here, and then gravel, and then we'll have foam underneath it, so should be sufficient. Jesus is telling me it's a waste of money. It might be, but I kind of feel like, you know,
in this climate, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared.
But I'm on a budget, right? So here I am balling out on insulated flooring, but saving money on other stuff. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. I get it.
But this is kind of the process right over here. We're basically having to remove, let's say, a foot down. We're having to pull it out. You kind of have to go forwards and backwards with the shovel.
I don't know if it's this video or the last video, but we were putting water here and you guys saw it sinking in and stuff. And so basically this is all settled now. So we're kind of digging mud out because it's still wet and muddy.
See, I'm working with kind of like an unlevel ground here. Some areas are a little bit lower than others. Some is a little bit higher than others. I'm shaking. Okay, there we go. So you can kind of see how deep we have to go. I'm probably overdoing it a bit, but it happens.
All right, guys, we were able to get quite a bit done today. One of the big things for me was being able to set these posts up because I think I talked about this before, but you know, like when you're building a project car and you got a million other things to do, but as soon as the engine starts, like it motivates you to keep going and get more done. Well, that's how I feel about setting vertical posts. It gives me like a 3D vision of how things are going to be. Not even, like it's still 2D, right? Because we don't even have the sides and stuff set up, but just literally standing a post up and bolting it in gives me a ton more motivation. So we got 3 posts standing now. I put a 12-footer in there to space out how it's going to be. They're all crooked right now and stuff. Obviously we can't really line anything up until all the posts are there, but the other thing is we were able to set these brackets. These pillars only took 3.5 bags each, where those were taking like 15 bags. So this was a lot less expensive. They should still be strong. But we got all these set, level, plumb, all that good stuff. So my neighbor Paul stopped by and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And then he stayed and helped me. So that was really awesome. You can see our, bam, look at that. Beep, beep, beep. Nice, I love it. They were a little bit low, so you can see light underneath them, but when we go to pour the floor, I've said this before, but the floor is going to be up to there, so as we're spreading the concrete, we'll just have to make sure and push some under there so it completely encases that bracket and gives it some support underneath. It should be fine. The rebar on these I didn't cut. That one's like 21, 22 inches long into there. So these wet set brackets should be plenty strong. We still have all these to set. That's going to be a lot more concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably going to be another pallet and a half of concrete. I gotta have Jesus dig this out. You see the PVC pipe is gonna go all the way down there. I'm gonna dig it right to about here, and then I'll stub it in to the shop, whether it's above ground or below, and then up through the wall. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do that yet, but either way I need to get it to right here, and then I can bury all that, and then the driveway will be back to usable, because this right here is the shop door right there. So you can see those piles of dirt are right in the future driveway, and I want to start getting the driveway graded and set and everything for, 1, being able to get equipment in here, and then 2, kind of having an idea of where the asphalt level is going to be and all that stuff. So I got to finish doing the 3 lights, and then the PVC pipe, the electrical, all that stuff, bury that, gravel, compact, boom, that's all set, ready to go, and then we can start thinking about driveway. But now that these are going together, I think this is going to happen really quick. Hey guys, welcome back. It's a Monday morning. As you can see, yesterday I got a wild hair and I wanted to put up some walls. We don't have all the pillars set in concrete yet. That's what we're working on today. But since the front wall was done and all dry, I wanted to see what it looked like 3-dimensionally with these standing up. So my wife helped me. We stood these posts up. They're definitely awkward and kind of heavy to lift up, but definitely possible with 2 people. We set these brackets yesterday, and then today we're gonna wet set the rest of these 4 brackets. So once those are set, squared, leveled, the concrete dries and everything, then there's nothing from stuff. I haven't worked this hard in a long time, carrying bags of concrete. There will be nothing stopping us from starting to put up the shop walls. Once the shop walls are up, we can do some grading, put some gravel down, put our 2x6s around the outside lower foundation, or bottom of the pillars. That'll give us our level for the top of the concrete. Then we can start putting aggregate and all that stuff. This side has no plumbing, nothing like that to do. Just rebar, gravel, concrete. This side I still need to mark out the plumbing, so Jesus can come dig up where I'm gonna do the plumbing. Then I gotta figure out how to do the plumbing and work on all that stuff. But I wanted to get some progress done on that side of things. You can see we've been flooding over here to get it going, and then you can actually see right there, that's our hole to put the poop pipe through. It's a 6-inch hole, so we'll dig down that far. Based on the slope, rise and run, all that stuff, that should be about where we need to be for having our pipes go all the way from that side to this side. I hope so, because I'm not trying to cut out concrete, but if we got to cut it, we got to cut it. One of the big things, I don't know if I mentioned this in another video, but I don't know where we're going to tie into my house. You can see this is that used to be a patio that I closed in a long time ago and never finished it. There's a 4-inch clean out under there, so we may end up tearing that down, do some jackhammering so we can get the pipe under there. It'd be nice to be able to get the Mini X scoop through there, so if we tear that wall down, we might be able to get the scoop through there, dig all the way down, but we have to drop a 1/4 inch per foot from there to there. So I imagine we're gonna be way deep. I don't know where my 4-inch clean out is depth wise in there, so that may be an issue. I don't know exactly what to do about that. That's where I'm gonna need the help from a plumber. I'm probably gonna have someone come out here and survey it. We called the city and had them send me a plan of where the sewer lateral is, and it's like on the other side on the front of my house. So there's no way to get there. I mean, it'd be nice if we could just dig out this way, right? Trench the driveway and go that way, but it's like right under through the house. So I'm not gonna dig up my entire house foundation to do that. So I don't know exactly what's gonna happen there. I've known since day one that was gonna be a problem, and I just hope it doesn't turn into a $10,000 problem. I think the alternative is to get a muncher poop pump. You just put it in, so everything will drain into the poop pump. It'll grind up your poop and then put it up and out to a higher level. But anyways, lots of work today. I haven't worked this hard in a long time. Literally carrying, we bought 4 pallets of 42 bags of 80-pound concrete, and we've moved them all by hand. We brought them in the truck on a pallet and then just moved them past them one by one. A lot of work.
¿Dónde la hice? No, pues está mal. Fuck.
All right, we've been making some good progress. We got the perimeter going around. Basically what we're dealing with right now is that it's a little bit crooked this way. So we tried to run a strap. I don't know if you can see it. We put a strap up there down to the foundation of the office side, trying to pull it that way, but that strap, those little straps aren't strong enough. We need a big strap that we can really pull on it. Basically to pull the whole thing. So it was moving a lot, bending those brackets. What that tells me, if it wouldn't move with that little strap, is that my brackets are too strong. That's what that tells me. But we're basically building a perimeter around here. These ones are still setting. The concrete's not strong enough, so we'll finish these 2 posts, get them as square as we can, set bolts, and then should be good. We have to move these main column posts one by one all the way over. There's 14 of them, and they're big, awkward, and super heavy. So this line, pretty sure it's a communication line. You see it's right in the middle of what we're doing. It's been bothering me this whole time. I don't know exactly what to do, but I think what we're gonna do is just put it on top of the trusses and leave it alone. I'm worried what happens is if I call the company, they're like, no, we won't move it, it's gonna cost money, whatever. But if I put it up and nobody asks questions and it's out of my way, it doesn't bother me. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that doesn't become a big problem for me. So after putting the post up right, trying to get the wood right to the edge of the line, and then level it up, and then run a drill bit through the middle of these holes that we already marked. So each one of these brackets, when we built it, we put the 2 pieces together, so the drill mark would be perfect, so not drilling off center. So for the most part, we're getting straight through here, but not every time.
Wait.
Okay.
Está bien, dale.
Yep. Perfect.
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 Oh, you got it?
Yeah. Put it.
I got it.
So once those are cut perfectly to length, then let me show you. That should be centered in there, so that tells us we need to move that board over. See the mark there? We need to move that board over to the right. Not the board, the post needs to go over to the right till that board is centered in there. Then we know that it's perfectly spaced between top and bottom based on our measurement and cutting that board straight. So basically, the trick is he's gonna lean the ladder up against it. The weight of the ladder will push that over just a little bit and tuck, tuck, tuck with nails. Yeah. Dale. Nice. Perfect. Look at that. They're all squared up. Basically, those boards aren't necessarily going to stay up there. That just is helping us to get them square right now, and then we can start doing our outside framing, setting the outside and the inside and all that stuff. This just gets our post straight. Everything's all square and level. Looks really good. So you can see on some of these, the top of the posts, when we were building them, we didn't glue or nail the tops because we're going to cut those down 3 feet so the trusses can sit inside of them. But now that I think about it, the ones on the corner, the ones on that side, we shouldn't have done that because we're going to bolt the truss sideways. It's really just the ones on this side. Huh. We'll have to go up there and nail those together. Looking really good though. So that shop over there is huge, and he has the same size property and even a smaller house than mine. So when I asked the city about that, like, oh well, he's grandfathered in, and so that's going to be we don't allow that anymore. So I had to go a lot smaller than that. That's it for today. The walls are up. Well, not the walls, but the posts are up. We got 5 more to do tomorrow, and then we can start framing and all sorts of stuff. So we need to start buying some lumber to put around the outside. This is where stuff gets, well, I was gonna say this is where it gets expensive, but everything's expensive, the whole part. But that's it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. All right, it's that time for another lumber run. This time I came to Colonial, different place, Wheelwright Colonial. One's north, one's south. Picked up a few things that we need. These are the LVL headers. They're gonna go above the doors. So I think those alone were 800 bucks pre-cut. I really hope I said the right size because they're pre-cut. I really doubt I can return them. Those cuts aren't very straight. It's like someone did that with a pair of scissors. This whole stack of OSB I think was like 1,500 bucks, and then we're getting some 2x4s, 2x6s. That'll get us going in order to start doing the outside framing of the walls and getting those posts straight, and then we can actually build the shear wall by putting the OSB up on the side, and that'll help keep it like yeah. So there's the pricing on that. That's $9 a foot. I got 80 feet of it, so that was 730 bucks. Some 2x4s, 200 bucks, 10 bucks a piece. Those are 16 footers. That's to brace the posts with. And then of course we got plenty of stuff to use those for. We'll be able to take them off and reuse them. 2x6s, 40 of those. That was 430 bucks. And then yeah, the OSB. Dang, it adds up quick. 2,700 bucks. So this wall's all coming together. Now we officially have 2 corners. We got to set all these other posts and then run the boards across the top like that to get them all squared up. Looking good. Went and bought lumber. That's what $2,500 worth of lumber looks like. And remember what I said when I was at the lumber store? I did make a mistake on the expensive bits. Well, first of all, they gave me 4 of these 8-footers. I only needed 2, so they made a mistake. I'm gonna go back and try and argue about that. But I also needed these 9 or 10 foot instead of 8. The door is 8 foot. This needs to go wider because we have a 10 foot opening in the span there. I just went with the door height because I wasn't thinking, this wasn't called out in the plans. This is something we came up with, is to add a door, and stupid me, I made a mistake. So it was $700 for all of these. So probably the 4 that I messed up on is like $350, 400 bucks. So I really hope I can find a way to make this work or get a refund. All right guys, we have 3 walls up, 3 walls. They're not fully framed, but the posts are up. It's a big day. Look, it's vertical. So this is basically the size of the shop side, right? That's 48 by 50. And we have all the posts up. This is post frame construction. And so now it's basically just lined 2x6s. Friday, the guy's coming out to measure the trusses. That should take 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully. But we need to square the building, get all the 2x6s lined up, all that stuff. We need to scrape the ground, get it ready for concrete. It's gonna be 6-inch concrete over here. That's gonna be expensive. And then we have to frame this wall right here. Goes along there. We have all this side. to mess with still, but man, it's looking good. This is a big day. It looks really cool. And then look, the mountains in the back. Utah is awesome. Pretty soon there's gonna be snow up here. We're gonna be down here working, and you guys will see in the background there's gonna be snow up there, and that's how you know that it's too cold. In all my videos talking about how long it took to get the architectural and stuff, my frustration will be seeing the snow in the background. I love it. I love the snow in the background, but not when I'm trying to work. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. All right, yet another trip to the lumber store. I was literally here yesterday. I came to Colonial. So there's basically two places I'm gonna buy from, Colonial and Wheelwright. They're both big suppliers. I went to Wheelwright once and bought some stuff. That was that first load that I got. And then I came to Colonial the second time. They both gave me quotes, and I didn't look super close at the quotes, just overall they were pretty close. And I was like, oh, it's about the same. Jesus says, oh, he buys from both of them, like, you know. So today I chose Colonial, yesterday I chose Colonial. So I compared prices between the two, and it was something simple. It's a 2x6 by 16 and a 2x6 by 8 footers. Really, really basic, simple lumber, right? So they were like $2 more per piece at Colonial. And so I go back and I was like, wait a minute, I just bought it, right? And I was like, wait. I just went and looked at this. Because when you're purchasing, like, he's looking at the computer, I'm not like, you know, it's just like, I kind of trust it. I was like, hey, the pricing. He's like, oh, this is the best pricing, whatever. Okay, cool. So then when I'm actually looking at the invoices and carefully analyzing, I'm like, no, this is like, if it was like 20 cents, I wouldn't worry about it, you know? 20, 30 bucks here and there, like, yeah, it adds up, but you know what I mean? I'm not that crazy. But when we're talking $2 a board times 100 boards, that's $200. Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with $200 difference. Go! They're all turning left. Go! Your right turn signal's on. Go through the light. Come on. Oh man, is it just Utah or is it everywhere like this? Go! You can go. You can turn right on red. There we go. It's green now. I gotta get around this person. They don't know what they're doing. So, yeah, over $200. Yeah, of course I'm gonna make, you know. So I go in, I was like, listen, dude, I've got to return this. I know you guys out there picking it, I'll have them stop, but I've got to return this stuff. Like, I can't. He's like, oh, it's because theirs is fir and ours is hemlock. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care that much about this, that type of thing. Like, it's going to be strong enough. So, anyways, one is north and one is south. Literally from where I am in Layton, it's either to Ogden or to Bountiful, right? Or Centerville. And it's 12 miles. I looked it up on the map, and it was like, what is going on? My truck is freaking out. Oh, this isn't good. My battery light's flashing on and off and the transmission's freaking out. Why is this happening? Please don't break down. Come on, Fummins. So, basically, I'm just wasting like an hour of time. But you know what? If it saves me $200 or $300, is it worth an hour of my time? Yes, absolutely it is. So, I should have just gone to Wheelwright in the first place. But so we went to Home Depot, and even Home Depot was cheaper. Home Depot was $4.88 a board. It was like $7.15 a board here. And I think the other place was, I need to look again. It was about the same, $4.18 instead of $4.88. So maybe it's more than $200, and we're buying 200 boards eventually. Today I'm only picking up 100, but anyways, now I'm off to Wheelwright to go get that. This was a long story, but lumber, chasing lumber today. We're gonna actually start framing the office walls. That'll give us a fourth wall for the shop side, because 3 walls are post frame, and then 1 wall is traditional framing that the post frame ties into. So if we finish that wall, then we'll have 4 walls, and the structure will be a lot more sturdy. So that's what we're doing today, is finishing that wall. We need a 16-foot 2x6s to make the other posts that are going to go on the foundation wall. Then we can tie that all together. So off to do that. Let's go. So I'm pretty sure I said it yesterday, but I was really worried about getting these, what are these called? Glue lam beams, LVLs. I was worried about getting them too short because I was kind of in a hurry, and I was just like, you know what, we need 8 and 12. Well, no, we needed 11 and 13, not 8 and 12. So they wouldn't return the 8-footers. He was reluctant to return the 12-footers. So basically I lost out on $480, almost $500. So that really sucks. I hope we can use those for something else or find a way to make them useful, but I talk about how stingy I am with money in a project like this, and then I make a stupid mistake like that because I'm in a hurry. All right, so we've got a lot of work to do. Just bought a bunch of lumber. We got some framing to do on the other side, cutting wood, picking up walls, framing the outside. Those guys are gonna start working on the office walls, the 8-footers. I'm gonna start working on the outside of the post frame, which is a lot easier. And let's do a time lapse right now. Go. Just like that, the first wall is up. That's wild. It happens so quick. Just pop, 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 boom, put it up. These J-bolts bolt the wall down. It's crazy, it blows my mind. Some of them are really close, so I had to cut these plates in half, but that's what it is. You put those bolts down, holds the wall together. Look at that, bam, straight. All the way, that's really cool. So from here to the other end is 73 feet. This is a really exciting part to see. Can you hear the excitement in my voice? So all the boards are cut, laid out, and then framed on the ground. Really cool process. It goes really fast. With the nail. And then the corners, these are the posts. See that? That's the same. Matches that. This is kind of how we tie traditional framing into pole barn, is that the posts are integrated into the wall there. So that'll hold trusses, that'll have a cross that goes that way, and then we have posts every 10 feet, just like we do on the other side. So basically we take a measurement of how far those posts are, and then we're going to put them on this wall inside the framing of this wall. So we just build them out of non-treated 2x6s nailed together, and that should work out just fine. Things are going up pretty quick. So we got these vertical 2x6s. That brace is going to come out. That's just there to hold it for now. We got these vertical 2x6s to hold the other ones. That's going to add some strength to the wall, to the middle of the wall, since we have a 10-foot span in there. That'll make it just a little bit stronger. I've got to do some work over here. I'll show you what I got to do. How about that? Instead of just saying I got to do work, I'll show you what work I got to do. This ended up a little bit off the string line when we set the bracket, and so we just have to shim it a little bit. So basically I've got to be able to get wood screws through a piece of metal, so I need to get a self tapper, probably like a metal self tapper that'll go through this and then through that and then run into the metal, hold that. I'm going to cut some shims and slide them through there. That way this will be out. Then I can set the lower, those are concrete forms. The very bottom one is a concrete form. So the top of that will be the bottom of our, the top of that will be the top of our floor. And then from there, we're 24 on center all the way up, which will allow us to put sheeting on it. So before I set this one, I've got to finish doing the shims right here, which involves some wood screws that go into metal, which I don't have, so I'm going to go buy some of those, and then I'll finish this up. And then we can put all these horizontal, these are called girts. Yeah, these are girts. The ones on the roof are purlins. So we can finish putting the girts on, and then really there's not going to be much stopping us from sheeting it. Now over here, these guys work fast together. When I'm by myself, doing this. Not really know what I'm doing. There's a learning curve and I'm solo project, so this is coming together really well, really quick. We got some windows framed out here. That's gonna be a sliding door. This is all coming together really quick. They're all laid out, ready to go. Once that's there, it's just like bam, bam, it goes together really quick. Whoa, is that a header?
Yes.
Nice. Door. These are the big posts. And then the guy came out for trusses today, took some measurements. We made a few idea changes to try and have a more open design. And then hopefully that stuff is maybe 2 weeks out. So that's gonna be a game changer. Once the trusses are here, we can settle that stuff and then we can start on the roof. It's gonna go together really quick, but that's gonna be the big hurdle, is waiting on trusses now. What did we get at Cal Ranch? You ready to go?
Yeah.
Are you gonna go in the front seat?
Yes.
Okay, go over there. Don't tell the police. These ought to work to attach the that piece of wood to the metal base plate like I was talking about. Let's go back and install them. That's what we were able to finish over there. I did like 1.5 rows and then they came over and helped me and like knocked it out like in half the time. And I'm gonna have to change this to 5 days because other than a sliver that I got today, I think we're good to go. Update that, keep a running tally on this thing. But tomorrow's a Saturday, so hopefully we can get a lot done. I think Jesse's gonna come and work. He's been holding it down at the shop. Him and Jake have been working while I've been over here doing this. So I know Jesse's been wanting to come swing a hammer and do some back-breaking labor. So I think tomorrow's the opportunity for that. But that's it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully get a lot done. We're actually gonna go get the forklift so we can lift the headers into place. I don't think the Mini X will do it, and the forklift is just the perfect thing to grab and do that with. So we're gonna use his trailer, go grab the forklift, and then come back. So we had to get the forklift, bring it to my house so that we can lift the trusses and lift the headers and do some other stuff. So that's the first time my forklift has left the shop since we first moved into the shop a long time ago. We've got the other machine here, the Mini X, but it won't lift the same way as a forklift does. There's just nothing quite like a forklift to make that stuff work out. So that'll be a tomorrow project. But I haven't had a trailer that could move it, so we used Jesus's equipment trailer to move the forklift. It almost didn't want to make it up on there. I should have filmed that. That was pretty funny. But really good progress today. I know I've already showed this once, but it's cool to see. Look at that moon. This is unreal. Utah sometimes is just unreal. Got the snowy mountains and the moon and the shop. Yeah, good stuff. So we're gonna dump the forklift off and then hopefully it doesn't get stuck in the mud. This is how you know worked hard today. This is exactly how I feel. Look at that, nothing left. There's just not, and this one doesn't even do anything. This one's me right here. Like that's gonna be it for this video. It's really exciting to see all that lumber money turn into vertical walls, and then to see it from this view, from the drone flying around, it kind of makes it feel real, you know. And seeing those stacks of lumber sitting there and all the money that I spent on them and how that's going to turn into a building that I'll be using and like spending a lot of time in is just surreal to me to see this. And that's part of the reason I'm filming it. But also, I appreciate you guys watching, the comments, tuning in, and all that stuff. I'm going to do my best to film it and get these videos out as frequently as I can. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be drifting again soon. See you guys.